Okay, it's 7 o'clock. I'd like to call the meeting to order. Please rise and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay. For the record, everybody's present. We'll look at old business, approval of minutes, the special meeting minutes of January 21, 2021, the regular meeting minutes of January 21, 2021, and the special meeting minutes of January 28, 2021 are attached. I need a motion to approve the special meeting minutes of January 20, 2021. So let me say that again. January 21, 2021, the regular meeting minutes of January 21, 2021, and the special meeting minutes of January 28, 2021 as presented.
So moved.
Second.
Call roll.
All right, Mr. Brungart,
Yes.
Mr. Stednica,
Yes.
Mr. Trinkle,
Yes.
Mr. Kirby,
Yes.
Mr. Major,
Yes.
Mr. Garvey,
Yes.
Mr. Bueller,
Yes.
Mr. Dixon.
Yes.
Okay, new business, audience participation. Sarah did not receive any audience participation emails, so we have none. Presentation items of council consideration. Item number 2 is ordinance number 1054, rezone request at 0000 Center Drive. A rezone application was submitted to change this property from a PUD, plan unit development, to a B3 regional business district zoning. The Planning Commission met on January 20th and recommended approval with a 4-0-1 vote, the one vote being a member abstaining. Action, I need a motion to approve ordinance number 1054.
So moved.
Second.
Got a motion and a second. Discussion? Anybody?
Mr. Brungart,
Yes.
Mr. Stednica,
Yes.
Mr. Trinkle,
Yes.
Mr. Kirby,
Yes.
Mr. Major,
Yes.
Mr. Garvey,
Yes.
Bueller,
Yes.
Mr. Dixon.
Yes.
Okay, motion passed. Item number 3, final plat, Saddle Ridge. The property owner has applied for a final plat for this development. If approved, this would allow the owner to subdivide the property into 3 lots. The Planning Commission met on January 20th and recommended approval with a 5-0 vote. Action, I need a motion to approve the final plat for Saddle Ridge.
So moved.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Call the roll. Oh, any discussion first? Anybody want to discuss this or have questions? Marcus.
I'm excited about it. So let's hurry up and get this going.
Okay.
Hey,
Anyone
Matt.
else?
Matt.
Greg.
Just out of curiosity, they were initially going to put in 149 houses, something like that. Now that it's divided, do we know the plan yet, or I didn't see it in the packet?
So,
Yeah.
just want to make sure. So the 3 plots that he's doing right now would allow him to build 2 homes immediately on the 2 5-acre tracts. The large 80-acre roughly tract that's going to be left behind, he could redevelop or replat that at some point in the future and split it further. There was enough width left out to Mary Street so that he could get a road in to get back to that, should he ever decide to do that in the future. Does that answer your question?
Okay, so he's putting houses on the 2 5-acre lots.
That's my understanding. Mark is on the meeting as well.
Yes, I'm here if anybody's got any questions.
Yeah, you're going to put 2 houses or a house on each of the 5-acre lots, and then just wait for potential redevelopment for the other 80 acres?
Yeah, right now, the existing water line only allows for 2 lots. So until future development or, stuff happens out there, I've left an opportunity to develop the next 80.
Okay, thank you.
Yep.
Thanks, Mark. Anybody else?
Mr. Brungart?
Yes.
Mr. Stednica?
Yes.
Mr. Trinkle?
Yes.
Mr. Kirby?
Yes.
Mr. Major?
Yes.
Mr. Garvey?
Yes.
Mr. Bueller?
Yes.
Mr. Dixon?
Yes.
Motion passed. Item number 4, final plat, Ryan Family Farms. The property owner has applied for a final plat. If approved, it will allow the property to be subdivided into 4 lots. The Planning Commission met on January 20th and recommended approval with a 5-0 vote. I need a motion to approve the final plat for Ryan Family Farms.
So moved. Second.
I have a motion and a second. Any discussion on this one? Don?
Does this maintain our right of way for Gilman to go through the southern part of that property?
So to clarify, this swaps out a portion of the right of way that we had before and exchanges that to the Ryan Family Farms property owners. And then as a component of this, we would be purchasing that right of way for the future of Gilman Road all the way to DeSoto.
But don't we
So-
already own part of that right of way?
The portion that we owned wasn't really usable due to the terrain. So we traded the part that wasn't usable and did kind of a land swap for, I want to say about 1.5 acres. And then we would be purchasing the rest of the right of way all the way to 147.
Okay, thank you.
Anyone else?
Mr. Brungart?
Yes.
Mr. Stednica?
Yes.
Mr. Trinkle?
Yes.
Mr. Kirby?
Yes.
Mr. Major?
Yes.
Mr. Garvey?
Yes.
Mr. Bueller?
Yes.
Mr. Dixon?
Yes.
Motion passed. Item number 5, final plat, Pond Valley South second plat. The property owner has applied for a final plat, or if approved, it would allow the property to be subdivided with the intention to add 4 developable lots. The Planning Commission met on 20 January and recommended approval with a 5-0 vote. I need a motion to approve the final plat for Pond Valley South second plat.
So moved.
Move.
Second.
Have a motion and a second. Any discussion on this one? Marcus?
Yeah, I believe this was the property of the plat where the nice gentleman gave us a presentation on it, wasn't it?
Yeah, this is the property that's right across from City Hall.
Yep,
Yes.
that's it. Yep. Thank you. That's what I thought. Yep. Thanks.
Anyone else?
Mr. Brungart?
Yes.
Mr. Stednica?
Yes.
Mr. Trinkle?
Yes.
Mr. Kirby?
Yes.
Mr. Major?
Yes.
Mr. Garvey?
No.
Mr. Bueller?
Yes.
Mr. Dixon?
Yes.
Motion passed. Item number 6, 2021 Independence Day event. The city staff is wanting to solicit bids for the 2021 Independence Day event fireworks display and is looking for clarity on which date to hold the event, either Saturday, June 26th or Saturday, July 3rd. The show would be similar to the 2019 show, but only on one night. Funds for the fireworks, rides, vendors, stage, and music are all budgeted for $36,000. I need a motion to issue an RFP and enter into a contract with the vendor for the 2021 Independence Day fireworks in an amount not to exceed $22,000. Anyone want to make the motion?
I think Gene has a question.
Well, we need to pick a date though, don't we? First?
Yep.
Okay, well, I'll make the motion for, July 3rd.
Second.
So 3 July?
Yeah, that's my motion.
For?
So what's the history
Hey,
of
Matt,
Lansing? Is it more of a actual weekend, July 3rd, or does the public tend to want to attend things prior to the actual July 3rd weekend? Because I mean, I love the fact that we're talking about July 3rd, but what is the norm that draws the crowd and the large attendance?
Hey, Marcus.
Let me ask Matt a question real quick. Matt, is this to issue the RFP to see how much it's going to cost on either one of those days and then pick a day after that, or what?
So the intent here would be to get a bid from the same fireworks vendor who's done our show the last 2 years. I've talked with them already, and they have both of those dates available as of right now. They could do either one.
Okay.
And then the authorization through the motion would be for us to enter into a contract not to exceed the $22,000 that we spent, same as what we've done in the past.
Okay. So currently we don't have a motion, correct?
Yeah, Gene motioned.
Gene just motioned to pick a date. So can you take that back?
Okay, I rescind.
Okay. So I will make a motion.
I actually need Greg to rescind his
Oh, did you second?
Yeah,
I take it back.
Take it back, Greg.
sorry.
Okay, so for the action, I like a motion to approve the issuance of an RFP and enter into a contract with the vendor for the 2021 Independence Fireworks on 3 July 2021 in an amount not to exceed $22,000.
So
So
moved.
move. Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Now, any more discussion?
Hey, Marcus. So what happened a few years ago is we were running into conflicts trying to get people on the 4th of July. And so a few years ago, we moved it early, a week early, and started doing it like the weekend prior. And we haven't had it fall on a Saturday, Sunday like this since we started doing it. But we've always had really good turnout. I mean, 4,000, 4,500 people would show up because it was the weekend prior. So, but now this is the first time that we've actually had it where it's the day before the 4th because of the way the weekend falls.
Okay. Sounds good. Thanks, Greg.
You're welcome.
Any other, Jesse?
Yeah, what happens, and I believe at this time, we're going to still be shut down as a country by July. So what happens if we're still social distancing, we still have a mask mandate in order, and all this stuff's still going on? What is the plan then?
Well, one thing I would say, the motion and this is just for the fireworks too. So if things continue to get crazy in the next couple months, I guess we can hit pause on all of the ancillary things, but this is just for the fireworks portion, and we could shift that somewhere else. Matt, what are your thoughts on that?
That's exactly what I was going to say, Tim. You know, if we get closer to the event and things are not looking like we're going to be able to have it, we can certainly do a similar thing to what we did last year, where we shifted the fireworks and did it later in the year. Like Tim said, this motion or this item tonight is just to get the fireworks outlined so that we have that under contract, because it's by far the biggest piece of this event.
I remember last year we gave our deposit and it was non-refundable, so we had to blow it up or lose our deposit. I just wanted to make sure we were on the same page with that.
And that's how I would envision it being this year as well, just because, you know, when you sign a contract with a fireworks vendor, they have to go out and buy the ordinance. They've got to get all that stuff lined out. So they're going to want some sort of security that, you know, they're not spending money that they're never going to see. So
I understand that. Right. Okay. Thank you.
Any other questions?
Mr. Brungart?
Yes.
Mr. Stednica?
Yes.
Mr. Trinkle?
Yes.
Mr. Kirby?
Yes.
Mr. Major?
Yes.
Mr. Garvey?
Yes.
Mr. Bueller?
Yes.
Mr. Dixon?
Yes.
And motion passed. Item number 7 is 2021 Bernard Barbecue Battle Event. The barbecue event is scheduled for April 30th and May 1st at this time, and is not planned to be open to the public. With the ongoing pandemic, out of an abundance of caution, and with the fact that teams come from all over, staff is recommending the event be canceled for 2021. I need a motion to cancel the 2021 Bernard Barbecue Battle Event.
So move. Second.
Have a motion and a second. Any discussion?
Hey, Matt, how much money does that normally bring into the city?
You know, it's really difficult for an event like that for us to quantify the amount of money that it brings in. There's people that visit the city that may go to our restaurants, may visit things in town while they're here. But there really isn't any, I mean, you know, since this isn't open to the public, it's not necessarily as big a benefit, I guess I would say, as some of the other events. It's a really neat event. It's just, we don't feel like it's appropriate this year.
So is canceling it this year going to put future years at risk?
I don't believe so. You know, last year we canceled the barbecue contest, and they moved our registration fees forward to this year so that we didn't have to pay any registration fees for this year. I would envision something similar to that, but I haven't broached that topic quite yet with them. It's definitely something I will ask for when we, when we notify them if we're not going to have it. Does that answer your question?
You did. Thank you.
Anyone else on this one?
Mr. Brungart?
Yes.
Mr. Stednicka?
Yes.
Mr. Trimble?
Yes.
Mr. Kirby?
Yes.
Mr. Major?
Yes.
Mr. Garvey?
Yes.
Mr. Bueller?
Yes.
Mr. Dixon?
Yes.
Motion passed. Item number 8 is approval of quote, the belt filter press rehabilitation project. At the January 28th work session, Director Zell briefed the governing body on the replacement of components on the belt filter press. Staff met with the manufacturer and received pricing for the 14 rollers and 28 bearings. Andrea's proposal is to send a team of mechanics to Lansing facility and spend 14 days performing the work. I need a motion to approve the quote from Andrea's Separation in an amount not to exceed $217,000, 1,700. Okay.
Again.
Can we just write these out as numbers, please? Okay. Not to exceed the $217,943.
So move. Second.
Got a motion and a second. Thank goodness. Any discussion on this one? I think everybody talked about this at the work session, but if you have any other questions.
Go through that. We better keep going.
Okay.
I thought he did a great job laying it out in the work session.
Mr. Brungart?
Yes.
Mr. Stednicka?
Yes.
Mr. Trimble?
Yes.
Mr. Kirby?
Yes.
Mr. Major?
Yes.
Mr. Garvey?
Yes.
Mr. Bueller?
Yes.
Mr. Dixon?
Yes.
All right. Unfortunately, there's no other tongue twisting items on tonight's agenda. So reports, City Attorney.
Nothing to report here, but go Chiefs.
The Public Works Director and I attended the Leavenworth County Commission meeting on Wednesday, and we talked a little bit about how we applied for that cost share grant with Leavenworth County for the roundabout at 4-H and DeSoto. Apparently the county got a grant for a different road project, And they need the money that was initially earmarked for this program to fund their matching grant for the rural road. So it sounds like the cost share program with the county has been shelved for right now. So obviously we wouldn't be getting money for that roundabout, at least in the immediate future. So one thing that I thought was pretty cool, we were able to close out 2020 a couple of weeks ago. And for those of you who have been here for a long time, I think you remember, how lean it was, especially around the recession. And, you look at some of our cash balances, especially that general fund. If I would have told you guys 10 years ago that our general fund cash balance would be almost $3 million, I don't think you guys would have believed me. But I feel like we're in really good shape financially. Beth Sanford has done a really terrific job. But also a lot of the credit for such fine cash balances, a lot of that credit goes to Mayor Kirby, Mayor Smith, Mayor McNeil, and you all for making really positive decisions. We're on really firm financial ground, and I think you guys should all be commended for that. Finally, it's really exciting. We're getting a couple of new businesses here in Lansing. Bases Loaded Card Shop on Connie Street. So if you like baseball cards or memorabilia or anything, be sure to check them out. And Select Physical Therapy will be open soon at East Kansas Avenue, where Anytime Fitness was located before. So welcome these new businesses to Lansing. That's all.
Awesome. Any department heads?
I don't believe so.
All right. Go to the council members. Carrie.
I just have one thing. This is Black History Month, and on this day in history, sorry, Greg, but on this day in history, Rosa Parks, American civil rights activist, was born on February 4th, 1913. What a hero she is. That's all I have.
All right, thanks, Carrie. Don?
I don't have anything. Just be safe with any of your Super Bowl parties or whatever. Go Chiefs. Thank you.
Thanks, Don. Dave?
Go Chiefs.
That was it? Okay. Gene?
Yeah, I just echo what Don said. I mean, we're getting there. Let's don't get carried away here, folks. Let's keep up the good work. Thank you.
All right, thanks, Gene. Marcus?
Hey, I just want to give a big thank you for Ken Miller and getting that information out with the Leavenworth County and the plan, the way ahead for the mass vaccine distribution. Go Chiefs. And Tim, I really appreciate your staff and Beth doing a great job laying that out for cost savings. That says a lot. I mean, that the second and third order effect for what you briefed just then speaks volumes of what we're trying to do, especially with our future business center out there across the street. So thank you very much. Go Chiefs.
Thanks, Marcus. Jesse?
Yeah, I would like to congratulate Sarah on receiving her certified municipal or clerk designation. That's pretty awesome. We appreciate everything that she does for the city. She's a really hard worker. She does a lot of stuff that she probably doesn't even get credit for. So Sarah, congratulations and thank you for all that you do. And go Chiefs. That's all I've got.
Thanks, Jesse. Greg?
All right. I was going to say the same thing. Congratulations to Sarah, because I know she worked hard at that. Yeah, I'll say go Chiefs again, but I do not have I have a different this day in history thing. On this day in history in 1789, George Washington was unanimously elected the first president of the United States by the U.S. Electoral College. Go Chiefs. And Ron, since this is your first meeting, when you're done, you have to move to adjourn.
Right. All right.
Ron?
Well, Mr. Mayor, I don't have anything at this time, but I'll make sure that I have something next meeting. And this time I'd like to make a motion that we move to adjourn the meeting.
Before we break, can I have an alibi, Mayor?
No.
Yeah. I want to know how hard that was for you to say go Chiefs, Greg.
You know, AFC, NFC, I'm okay with it.
So we do have a motion. We need a second.
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 Got a motion and a second. Call the roll.
Mr. Brungart,
Yes.
Mr. Stednica,
Yes.
Mr. Trinkle,
Yes.
Mr. Kirby,
Yes.
Mr. Major,
Yes.
Mr. Garvey,
Yes.
Mr. Bueller,
Yes.
Mr. Dixon.
Yes.
All right, thanks, everybody. We're adjourned.
Good night, everybody. Have a
Good night,
good
folks.
weekend.
Good night.
Go Chiefs.
Go Chiefs. Have a good week.
That was that first move.